Welcome to part 2 of Left Our First Love. And we are now in Deuteronomy 4. Going to start at verse 13. And y'all, I'm going to kick off right on into this. And I'm going to keep going as long as the Lord says keep going in this stuff. Like I said, I've got some little clips I'm going to throw in when the Lord says add them in. And I certainly will. And he declared his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tablets of stone. What is going to happen if you break the covenant with the Lord? Destruction is going to come upon humanity. Do we see any of that? All right, just throwing that question in there. Keep that in your mind. Ask yourself, do you see any destruction coming upon this planet that y'all call a planet? Upon Earth. I'm going to refrain from now on as I can. I'm trying to break myself from that habit. I'm just going to start referring to it as heaven and earth and try to break myself from using words like planet and planets and such, because there is no solar system, there is no space, there is nothing given in the creation account of such things. So I'm going to try to refrain from using those words. It's hard to break yourself from all this after all this time. Anyways, and the Lord, and he wrote them upon 2 tablets of stone. Talking about the commandments there. And the Lord commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land, whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you. What's he talking about there? They saw no manner of similitude. They saw no manner of similitude. What do you think he's referring to? He's talking about, of course, the images. No graven image. We saw no manner of similitude. Take therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on that day that the Lord spake unto you. In Horeb, out of the midst of the fire. Lest ye corrupt yourselves, and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. Have we done any of that? Oh, good gravy, have we? Look at Mount Rushmore. Look at all these presidential statues. Look at all these statues erected to generals and I don't know what all. I don't know how many statues are even in this nation. A lot of them I don't hear about till people's complaining because they're trying to take them down. Well, I say let them take them down because they're breaking God's law. They're breaking God's law, and that law is higher than ours. So, I say take them down.
You all somewhat.
Y'all want to complain and holler and carry on because they're doing this? No, we can't be doing that. That's our national history. You know what? That's what's causing the destruction that's coming upon this planet right now that everybody wants to call global warming. It's the wrath of the Lamb. That's actually the days of sorrow. We're in the days of sorrow. We're in the time of sorrow right now. We're not even in the wrath yet. This is just the days of sorrow, y'all. So look at this. If we are not yet in the wrath, which we are not, of the Lamb, that doesn't start just yet. But the seals have got to finish opening. The seals have to be opened in order for the wrath to come forth. God has reason why he's going to be wrathful. Yes, Jesus has plenty of reason to be wrathful already. That is true. But he has many more reasons why he's going to be. That is why he had this book put together for us. That is why, well, actually, he didn't have this book in general put together for us, but he gave us the stone tablets. And they were translated down so that this word could go out to every person. So each individual person would have a chance to have one in their hands, to have these, to know the commandments for themselves, to have a chance. And it's very important that you understand that. And we're going to get further into that because we're going to go a little bit deeper into this one. We still have a ways to go yet, so let's finish. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, that likeness of male or female. Been doing that a long time. The likeness of any beast. Yep, been doing that a long time too. That is on the earth. The likeness of any winged fowl and that flieth in the air. That's referring to your eagles, your crows, all that stuff, birds of any kind. Oh yes, we have all kinds of those little figurines. You're breaking the first commandment of God by having those. See, I told you, you're not keeping what Paul said. You're not even keeping the first commandment. How could you keep the others? And you still refuse to see that, though. You still refuse to see it. So let's get on into this. Let's try to help you further understand. The likeness of anything that creepeth. Oh yes, we have all kinds of snakes and stuff like that too. Bugs. It just about, well, seems like there is about any kind of statue you could want these days on the ground. The likeness of any fish, we have those too, that is in the waters beneath the earth. Yep, we have plenty of that stuff. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. And don't say you ain't doing this. There's people that worship the sun. There's people that wear jewelry that worship the sun and the elements. You got girls walking around here every day with them little crystals around their necks. You wear diamonds and gold and silver and stuff like that up on your person. What is that? You're not even supposed to be adorned in that kind of stuff, and yet you're putting it on. You're putting all that array on the temple of God. Yep. You're darking out that temple of God, and you shouldn't be doing that. And worshiping the stars and the elements, shouldn't be doing that. Oh, it's not just by doing it like that, though. I'm not just talking about the jewelry that has the stars and whatnot on it. Look how you decorate your houses. You have them everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. You have them in your house, on your house, all kinds of stuff. We have to get this stuff away from us. I'm working on that now myself for things that my mother had put into my home years ago before I came back to dwell in it. And I'm working on now removing everything because I don't want any of that stuff near me. I have no desire for any of that. I love the Lord, and I do not want to break the first commandment of God. I don't want to break any of the commandments of God because I love the Lord. But the Lord hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt. Yes, he did. To be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Now, the Lord took us out to be of the inheritance. His people of the inheritance. But how can we be when we're breaking his commandments? You take yourself out of the covenant, so therefore you are not children of the inheritance anymore because you take yourself out of it. Esau, you sold your birthright for graven images. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me. Now, this is Moses talking here. He's explaining to you why he did not get to go into the land of promise. Now, listen here what he says. This is Deuteronomy 4:21. I want you to know where this is at. I want you to look it up for yourself. I want you to understand why Moses didn't get to go into the promised land. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and swore that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go onto the good land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So many people thinks that the reason that he didn't get to go in was because he smote the rock. No, that's not why he didn't get to go in. Right here is why he didn't get to go in. He's telling you himself. He didn't get to go in for our sakes. He didn't get to go in for their sakes. He was talking to them right then. But also for our sake too, when you think about it. And you're going to figure that out right here in a little while when you hear the rest of this. But I will pick it up from verse 22 in part 3. See you in part 3.